How's everybody doing out there? This is the Cool Club. I want to review the movie Vicious. Vicious is a 2025 American horror film written and directed by Brian Bertino, starring Dakota Fanning, Catherine Hunter, Mary McCormack, Rachel Blanchard, and Devin Nakota. This movie here is a movie about nothing. Nothing makes sense in this horror film. The tagline of this movie is give it something you hate, something you need, something you love. When you see the movie, you'll understand that's pretty on the nose. That's basically the standout thing that you will understand. But other than that, everything else really doesn't make any sense because the movie doesn't explain it. The movie doesn't fit. Like you want you I like movies that are open-ended or give you some things to ponder. They don't have to tell you everything, but they explain enough to where it's enjoyable, to where you can understand where you can get into the film at least. Now, they may leave like the ending or open ended, but the main premise of the movie they explain. This film fails to do that. Um, I must say, Dakota Fanning is okay in the film. I mean, it's not her acting at all that makes this film bad. I mean, she does seem like a person who's disturbed in some way. But yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has given this movie a 48%, and Metacritic has given this a film score of 59 out of 100 based on 5 critics. And I'm telling you that's being generous. Basically, the premise of the film, like I said, is you have Dakota Fanning. She's a woman in her 30s. You could tell at the beginning of the movie that she has a lot going on. She's not her mom. All these people are calling her. Her mom's calling her, telling her about a job. She's very unorganized. She lives alone. She has no children. She has no husband. She's just only thing that seems to be really motivating her is her niece. Or the only thing she feels love from. I'm not sure if her dad's dead in the movie or not. It doesn't really explain these things. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, her dad is dead. Yeah, no, that is the thing that they do explain. Her dad died in the film, but then you see another man who's in the house with her mother. Like, you just really can't put two and two together here. Like, they say her dad died, but then it's a scene you see her dad running down with her on the stairs with her mom. It's a film where you can't where the person who's watching, the viewer, can't understand what's reality and what's fiction, like what's supposed to be in the spirit realm or whatever. We can't tell what's going on. Like, they don't do a good job of breaking the two up. Basically, like I said, Dakota Fanning, whose name is Polly, she at the beginning she receives a mysterious box, and it comes with instructions to place three things inside: something you need, something you hate, and something you love. And then what begins as a strange ritual quickly unravels into a waking nightmare as she becomes trapped in a terrifying world where reality bends and memory betrays. Exactly. Reality, you can't tell which is which is reality, and and which is the bending of reality, where her memory is betraying her. Like, we can't tell which is which. As time slips away, she must confront the darkness not just around her, but within her, before it consumes everything and everyone she's ever known. This, it's just not executed well. We've seen movies and films like this before. Where a person is descending into madness, but at the same time, you know, they're descending into madness, but at the same time, there's a redemption there. Like you don't, but and there's also a supernatural element to it. They're descending into madness, but there's a supernatural element as well that helps them. And they end up, so it's something that's supposed to help them heal. Like the supernatural element that's supposed to be used against them, it's helping them heal, and you don't know which one is which. Like, was the supernatural element real, or was it just their descent into madness that we're watching? This film tries to do that, but it doesn't execute it well. By the end of the film, you're still wondering which is which, you know, and you don't, and it's not a satisfying climax to the film. It's not like certain films that do this. The climax is still satisfying. Like I said, they've explained enough, and you end up, you may still um, use your mind to be like, well, was this really supernatural, or or was it all in their mind, or could it be like this? This this tries to bring it home. Like by the end, you'll be like, okay, maybe it was in her mind, but then they'll kick it out a couple scenes later. You're like, well, maybe, well, no, it can't be because this is happening, and it's just so convoluted, so everywhere. It's not the movie. The jump scares in this film, they're not like you've seen this stuff before. Those jump scares aren't worth watching the film. Like, there's nothing really too scary about the film. Again, certain things about it make zero sense. You'll From the lady who gave her the box, you'll be like, it's a scene where she's in it and she comes back. Now she's a zombie, and you're like, what's going on? How does this woman even here? Like, why is she here again? I thought she was supposed to be alive. Like, it makes no sense. I'm telling you, like, this movie is I watched this movie so you don't have to. This movie, like I said, it's not, the horror elements aren't enough. The horror elements are not enough to sit through this convoluted mess of a film. The jump scares suck. They're pretty predictable. I've seen a lot better. And it's just a waste of time. This movie was an hour and 30 minutes long, and I mean, by like 45 minutes in, you pretty much done. The only thing you want to see is them bring this thing together and find out, is it in her mind or is it supernatural? And the film doesn't even give you that. So yeah, don't waste your time with this movie. Rotten Tomatoes give this movie a 48%. And IMDb gives it 4.9 out of 10. Roger Ebert, 2 out of 4, man. Roger Ebert, you being generous. I give this movie a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Roger Ebert, man. Actually, I'm gonna stop being generous. I give this movie a 2 out of 10. This movie gets a 2 out of 10. It's really nothing that motivates a person to want to see this again, or recommend this to anyone. Besides, the only reason I give it a 2 is due to Dakota Fanning's acting. It's a scene in here where she has to do some stuff to really, again, she has to put something in the box that she loves, and she has to do something to herself to do that. If you want to see that, hey, be my guest, but none of it's really worth it. So with that being said, Vicious 2025 film gets a 2 out of 10. And with that being said, I'm gonna end the video. This is the Cool Club. I'm gone.